So you want to buy half a cow from a farmer, but it's a big investment and you're like, what am I even gonna get? So today, I'm gonna show you. So this steer, his name was T-Bone, and this is half of T-Bone. T-Bone was 340 pounds hanging weight, which is on the big side for a beef cow. And here the going rate is $5 a hanging weight pound, plus the buyer pays butcher costs. So if you were to buy this, half a cow, it would be about $1,700, it's Canadian dollars. $1,700 would be paid to the farmer, and it was $300 for the processing costs to get it all cut and wrapped. The slaughter fee would be included in what you paid to the farmer. Usually the farmer pays that. So that's $2,000, but US dollars conversion, that would be about $1,400. So you're like, holy cow, literally, holy steer, that's a big investment. What am I gonna get? So I've done the math for you here. I've weighed out every single package, and we're gonna run through this. We've eaten one package of rib steaks already because I couldn't help myself, and I needed to quickly do this video before we ate any more. So let's start at the bigger numbers here. We have 64 pounds of ground beef, and this is in 2-pound packages. This whole box is ground beef. We have 39 pounds of fat, and I'll give you a couple breakdowns as to when you figure out your actual cost per pound, including the fat and bones or not including. I include it because the fat is a very valuable resource for our family. We render it and we make tallow, which we use for lotions, and this 39 pounds of fat will, so 5 pounds of fat makes about 2 quart jars worth. So do your quick math there, I don't know. I have 28 pounds of soup bones, and so there's lots of broth for us. And let's see, let's run through here. I didn't do this in very good order apparently. So we have 14 pounds of round steaks, 10 pounds of short rib, 2 pounds of flank steaks, 2 pounds of tenderloin, 5 pounds of eye of round roast. These are sirloin tip. There is 10 pounds of sirloin tip. This brisket alone is a 10-pound brisket. We have 15 pounds of rib steaks. So here we have sirloin steaks, and there is 8 pounds of sirloin steaks. There's 22 pounds of blade roasts, 12 pounds of stew meat, cross rib roasts. Here, there is, let's see here, I'm trying to look at my list. 18 pounds of cross rib roasts. T-Bone, which was the cow's name, funny enough, there is 9 pounds. Actually, I think that number's not quite right because I weighed out a couple more. There's more like 12 pounds of T-Bone there. And outside round roast, there is 12 pounds. So overall, there is 216 pounds of meat and 67 pounds of other stuff, which I'm missing my heart and my tongue and my oxtail, and I'm kind of ticked about that. And I just asked my father-in-law if he got his, because he got beef from us, and I'll be kind of frustrated if we didn't get it. I'm hoping that mine is just in with his. So how does this break down overall then? Well, if you're looking at the cost that you would pay as a consumer at the $2,000 Canadian, I'm talking all in Canadian dollars here. And just keep in mind that $1 Canadian is about 70 cents US dollars. So $10 Canadian, $7 US. If we paid the $2,000 for this, we will be paying, if you count only the cuts of meat, and again, I should have had another 10 pounds of heart, tongue, and oxtail that I can't find. 216 pounds of meat, your cost would be $9.25 a pound. So that means, wow, you're paying $9.25 just for ground beef, whereas like ground beef here, probably the price is like $6 a pound. But I'm also paying $9.25 a pound for tenderloin, which is like a $25, $30 a cut roast. You know, like, so it all balances out. It's the same with pork. You know, you're paying more for your cheaper cuts, but you're paying less for your more expensive cuts. It all evens out, and I think there is a savings in the end. If you count your fat and bones, which I think you should, you got 283 pounds and your cost is $7.07 a pound. So see how much that brings that down when you make use of the other parts of the animal? If you're counting what we actually, the cost of this animal to us was $1,200 for this side. So again, not cheap, but it means that our price, if you count only the cuts, was $5.55 a pound. If you count everything, fat and bones, it's $4.25 a pound. So I'm happy with those numbers. Raising your own meat is not cheap. And ideally, yes, I'm venison for dinner. And ideally, we would eat only venison. When we lived in a place where venison was more plentiful and our kids were smaller, we didn't have to raise beef and pork to make ends meet with meat. But now that our kids have bigger appetites and hunting is more sparse where we live, even though there's more space to hunt, it's harder to hunt and get a deer or get a moose. We need to rely on raising our own meat. So for us, it means selling meat to pay for ours. So this year, we only sold $800 of beef. But it still means that our $1,200 went down to $400, which then, let's do some quick math. So if we were only actually out of pocket $400 for this divided by 283 pounds, that means our cost is $1.41 a pound. Dang, guys, that's good. And 400 divided by 216, if we were only counting cuts of meat. I did times, not divide. That gave me some crazy number. $1.85 a pound. So, guys, this is why we raise our own meat. We have no desire for raising meat to be our primary income, but when we can sell enough to pay for our own, so that this amazing top quality beef costs us like $1, I've forgotten the number already, dang it guys. $1.85 for that, but 400 divided by 283, again, $1.41 a pound for top quality beef. That is why we put all this effort into it. And yes, I am passionate about it, and yes, my basement is chaos behind me. But for us, we put this effort in so we can eat this amazing beef for rock bottom prices. And that is what makes this so worth it to us. So I just heard from my father-in-law, and he said he's got 2 hearts and 2 tongues in his freezer. I'm hoping he has the oxtails as well. So that's gonna add another 10 pounds, bringing us up to 293 pounds of meat. I'm not gonna do the additional math there, but you guys get the point. Our cost just lowered even more per pound, and that makes me even more excited. So, if you're on the fence about raising your own meat, it's a big learning curve. Sometimes your animals die, and that sucks, especially when they're really close to butcher. But overall for us, raising our meat, we wanna know where our meat comes from. And if you're watching this video, you probably wanna know where your meat comes from too. And your last thing here, while I have a fussy baby on the floor who woke up from her nap. Hi. This is an almost full-size freezer, so there's a full-size freezer beside it. This one's a bit deeper and taller. This is almost a full-size freezer. The compressor's under there, so this only goes part of the way down. That's all the ground beef and stew in there. But this is what it looks like in a freezer. So it takes up more than half of an almost full-size freezer. Okay, are you ready to go?